So I think the Isolationist trailer was quite good, but sets the scene quite well, but maybe in some areas gives a bit too much detail. Um, Also, I think the camera in some parts was a bit shaky, not giving it sort of a steady feel.
Firstly, I think that it's quite a good trailer, but I think the camera work's a little bit shaky. Kind of deducts from the kind of the scene of the trailer, and also I think the scene where you're holding the radio drags on a little bit too long. Just looking at an image of like a panning image of you holding the radio for about 30 seconds, it gets quite boring.
From my audience feedback, I realised that for many of my shots, the camera work isn't very steady. So maybe I could have utilised like equipment such as tripods and bipods and monopods to better like the shot as a whole, because it may detract from the actual like nuances within the film. So this brings a better air of professionalism if it had been steadier, and it might make it more enjoyable. A member of my audience said that the part where the film is in the shelter kind of dragged on too long and they found it quite boring. But I tried to negate that fact by adding in the audio cues, so you got the air raid sirens and the explosions, as well as a somber music. But apparently he didn't like it that much, so maybe to drag their attention towards like the visuals, because if they're finding the visuals boring, maybe we should add like light bursts when the explosions are going off, so then that they have more to focus on the actual screen as opposed to just having to listen to something that's interesting, whereas it's visually engaging if we got like explosions. But I'm not sure how easy that would be to implement. I also learned from my audience feedback that the way I formed my trailer did actually convey the story I was trying to convey to them, because they told me that they understood what was going on perhaps too much, so I maybe should have dialed down the detail a bit so the shots weren't so long. It might have not make it drag out as long, make it more amenable. But one of the main reasons I had made the shots quite long is so they fit in with the music, because otherwise it would seem a bit slapdash if there were fast cuts with that somber music, which wouldn't really fit at all. Some more feedback that I was given was that the editing at the start was very good, which pleased me as this was something I was really aiming to do, because I had tried to cut the start bit of my trailer at certain points to make it really sink in and really engage the audience. So if you see it cuts on the exact point of when the music picks up or like has a certain change in the music. So it was really a name of mine, and I'm glad that it was portrayed correctly and didn't fail. Some other audience feedback I was given was that my trailer seemed very convention breaking, because there's not many films at all that have literally only one character. That would be like a big draw for audiences across like the world for one character films, seeing as there's so little in supply. Whereas there's like you have films such as I Am Legend, but even Will Smith's character isn't the only character in that film, because you've obviously got the precursor part where he's with his family, and then obviously he meets the mother and child. So yeah, my film would be very convention breaking if it was to be really released, and that would be something that I've learned that would actually draw in people, as they would be wondering how someone's made a film with only one character. Another bit of audience feedback I was given was that the music was very good and added a lot of suspense to the film trailer. So obviously the sad music kind of conveyed exactly what was going on the screen, so you weren't gonna think it was a happy thing that was happening. There was like no chance that you could confuse the audience by doing this. So yeah, it was really what I was aiming to do,